ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking bad shit. Subscribe for more things. Get nachos. Hey, what's up, you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on not one figure, but two. We are looking at the Scarlet Spider and the House of M Spider-Man from the Spider Build-A-Figure wave. If you're trying to pick these up, you can get them at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
And I'm doing another paired review. Of course, you know, these can be bought separately and everything. So we got Scarlet Spider right here on the side, looking pretty cool. And then we get the House of M Spidey right there, looking pretty nice. And then you get product shots on each packaging. There's a read-up over here on Scarlet Spider. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it now. Here's a read-up on the House of M Spidey. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause that now. And then there's the other figures of the wave. Then you get that House of M Spidey again on this side, and then you get the Scarlet Spider right over there. Then we get this nice House of M spot varnished right there on the very top, and then we get a regular Spidey logo spot varnished on the top right here. And there's not much more at the bottom, so let's get to it and crack these things open. And here's the Scarlet Spider and the House of M Spider-Man figures out of the packaging, and both of them look pretty good. They are repaints. We've seen these body molds plenty of times before, but I think they both look pretty nice. You know, we get some pretty good paint apps on both of these figures, not all kinds of crazy splotching. That's really important because, again, you know, we're seeing these body molds plenty of times before. We get some added accessories for Kane. We barely get any accessories for the House of M Spider-Man, which is a little bit disappointing. So let's get a closer look at him, and then we'll get a closer look at Kane. But first, I want to look at the accessories, and the figures are sold separately, and these are all the accessories that come with both of them. For the House of M Spidey, this is all we get. We just get this old webbing that we'd first gotten from the Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie. I think it was Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie accessories, and a little bit of pearlescent shimmer to this webbing, and it's pliable. You get like this loopy hook right over here. And yeah, it's not bad webbing, not the worst, definitely not my favorite. We'll take a look at the head sculpts that come with Scarlet Spider later on, but first I wanted to look at the stingers, and I think they look pretty cool. I like how he has little nails right there sculpted in there, and then a little bit of texturing. I like that. That looks pretty good. And then looking at this one, which is just a little bit warped, I kind of want to straighten it out some, but I really like how the hand came out. That's cool, except the nails got a little bit of black coming off. I could touch that up with like a pen or something. So that's nifty, and then he has the two-fisted hands right here. So I liked the main House of M storyline. I still have that trade paperback somewhere, but I didn't really like the independent issues, and I don't know, I just didn't like the whole part where Wanda Maximoff rewrites the history of all the different characters into having everything that they had wanted. So this version of Spider-Man right here is an actor, he's a wrestler, he's a businessman, and he's still a superhero, and Uncle Ben never died, Gwen Stacy never died, George Stacy never died, and this version of Peter Parker is actually married to Gwen Stacy, and they have a son together. So that's what had happened, and then things had gotten rewritten and changed back to normal eventually, I guess. But yeah, I wasn't really big into all the different House of M storylines. And we have a Pizza Spidey figure right here that's repainted. Not a whole lot of new going on. Paint apps came out looking pretty good. That's mostly what I'm going to talk about because there's not a whole lot else to talk about. I mean, look, it's the same sculpt and everything, right? So looking at the paint right over here on the torso, it looks pretty good to me. Pretty solid deco. The webbing pattern goes all the way up in there, so that's pretty cool. The arms look good. I wish he had interchangeable hands, a little bit extra black right there, but yeah, that's my biggest gripe with this piece is that he does not have interchangeable hands. That would have been pretty cool to have, and it's not going to be easy trying to get some new hands from the Pizza Spidey figure because that's all red, so yeah, that would have been nice to have. And then looking on the side right there, you can see the spider legs from the back logo look pretty good. So that's pretty nifty, like that. Not too bad. So yeah, pretty good paint apps, man. I'm pleased with that. And then as far as the legs go, looks pretty clean over here as well. So I feel like they're getting this whole cobwebbing thing down a little bit better as we go. And it's a nice color blue. We get the peg holes right there. But yeah, nice color blue and everything. Not a whole lot to say, to be honest with you. Now for articulation, there's all kinds of new points. No, there's nothing new going on. The head could turn side to side. You can make the head look upward that much, down that much. No head pivoting. We get the butterfly joints right over there. Shoulders move outward that that far, down, rotate 360. We get a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and then all the wrists turn side to side and hinge up and down, or both wrists turn side to side and hinge up and down. You get an ab crunch forward, and there's that webbing again, ab crunch back, waist swivel, hips move outward pretty far, which I like, and then you can kick forward that much, back a little bit, upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, ankles move down, ankles move up, and he does have ankle pivot. So here's looking at the Kane head sculpt, and to briefly talk about the history of Kane, or this Scarlet Spider. He's the first clone of Peter Parker, and an imperfect clone. There's some really bad degeneration going on with this guy, thus you're seeing the weird skin color right there. But his powers are also amplified, and he's also got the whole mental instability thing to go along with it, even though in the comics of recently he seems to be the more stable clone out of him and Ben Reilly. And then at one point in time he turned into like a man tarantula, and then I believe that's where he had first gotten the stingers, and then he still has the stingers, and he still has his Mark of Kane ability where he could burn into a victim with the palm of his hand. And yeah, so he's a pretty cool looking character, you know, and a pretty good looking head sculpt. We saw this before with the Cosmic Spidey, so you could see we get the bearded Spidey right over there. Just repainted again, and he just has that terrible skin. Yeah, even though I think it's actually really well done. I like it. And I like how it doesn't look like Deadpool. Sometimes in the comics his skin kind of looks like Deadpool's, you know? So I like that they kind of went with a different look over here, and his eyes are all yellowed out and everything. They do look a little far apart, you know, with these particular paint apps, but not too bad. And the hair looks pretty solid throughout. We've seen this head sculpt before. But we do get the new head sculpt, and I like it, but I don't like it at the same time. My biggest gripe with this figure is that the eyes look too dark. I just feel like this color red is much darker than this color red right here. So I really wish we had gotten a little bit lighter color red for those eyes. But I do like that he has a little bit of an expression going on. You know, you can see his right eye is kind of squinting downward. Even though I would have liked to had a third head sculpt where he just, you know, just had both eyes wide open, you know, without any expression at all. But I'm happy to have it. And then for a head comparison to the previous Scarlet Spider, it's, yeah, big time letdown Spider-Man body mold, which I actually at the time didn't think was a bad idea. And now they've given us this body mold right here, I think, which originally came out with the Spidey 2099 figure, right? The second Spidey 2099 figure. So I really like that body mold a lot, and I'm happy to see it again. It's a little bigger than the Pizza Spidey, you know? Like if he was a direct clone, you know, that would kind of throw things off. But he's supposed to be a little bit stronger, right? Even though I think they've toned him down. So yeah, you can see like from the original look of Kane, you know, he's definitely much bigger. And then the Spidey logo in the back looks okay. There's this weird bubbling thing going on with the texture of the figure right here on the back. That looks weird. It's like some weird, I don't know, heated scarring or something. I don't know. It looks a little bit weird to me, but the front of the figure looks a whole lot better. I like that. A little bit weird on the front of that logo right there, but it's not too bad. Then we just get some red going on right here, and you can see the hands again. And then looking at the legs, not a whole lot going on. It's just mostly red. All the deco's just really up here. And for the Scarlet Spider articulation, there's all kinds of new points of, there's nothing new going on. Okay, you can move the head upward that much and downward that much. You get side-to-side motion, no head pivot. We get a butterfly joint. Shoulders move outward only that far and down that much. You could rotate 360, bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows, which I really wish could bend in more than that. And then all the wrists turn side to side and hinge up and down. He has an ab crunch forward, ab crunch back, which is very loose, by the way. You can see I could just throw it forward like that. That's kind of crazy. And then he does have the waist swivel, and then hips move outward that far. He can kick forward that much and not back at all. Upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, calf rotation, ankles move down, ankles move up, and he does have the ankle pivot. Now to measure out these two figures, you can see that both the House of M Spidey and the Scarlet Spider are standing at 6.5 inches tall. I do have a warped leg on the left side of this Spidey right here, and I don't have the legs totally straightened out right there just because, I don't know, it just doesn't look too even. But yeah, I'm kind of tripping out that these are the same exact height, right? I guess maybe the Pizza Spidey mold's just a hair shorter, but yeah, kind of a trip. I really thought this one was much taller. And then here's our new Scarlet Spider next to the previous Kane Scarlet Spider figure that we received from Hasbro, and then you can see the Pizza Spidey right there, and then you get the House of M Spidey right over there. And yeah, I do like the color red on this one just a little bit more than this, but this is looking a little bit more comic accurate to me. I feel like there's a little bit more of an orangish hue to the red in the Scarlet Scarlet Spider. This one's just a little on the darker side. And one thing worth mentioning is that I cannot pop the head off of this. I'd like to do a head swap with these two. I'm sure you could do it heating this up, but it doesn't come off easily. So yeah, I wish we had like this extra head where we could, you know, do a little switch. Oh, and to be thorough, you can actually swap the heads on these two. Yeah, you know, big surprise right there. Yeah, that works out nicely. And then here's House of M Spider-Man and Scarlet Spider next to the other figures from this wave that I've already reviewed, of which I had done paired reviews for Daredevil and Elektra, and I did a different paired review for Dagger and Cloak. And I'm glad you liked the paired reviews. I have more fun doing individual reviews. That's what I like to do, so please don't expect more paired reviews in the future. I might do it again, but I actually personally prefer doing individual reviews. Then here's the House of M Spider-Man and the Scarlet Spider next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Brothers! Oh, group hug! Group hug! You're getting your... Oh, yeah, my brother... No! Why, brother? I gotta give you guys a big thanks for watching my video, especially those of you that watch these videos all the way from the beginning to the end, and it helps this YouTube channel out a lot when you guys hit that like button if you like the video, and as well as when you leave your comments down below letting me know what you think of the figures, letting me know what you think of the review, and please hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell if you have not already. This House of M Spider-Man figure, I don't have a whole lot of complaints with it aside from not having the interchangeable hands. That's the biggest letdown for me. I'm not huge on House of M. I never picked up that House of M 4-pack from Toy Biz. I kind of wish I had that because those are very impressive looking pieces. What, the Iron Man, the Thing, Human Torch, and Hulk, those all four look like really good figures, but yeah, I don't have any of them, so I'm not really that stoked getting this Spider-Man to add to that display, you know, but other people that already have that 4-pack set, they're gonna have a lot of fun adding this to that set, so yeah, for me, I'm giving this a Sud rating of...
I'll wait for the Black Friday sale.
And then as far as the Scarlet Spider goes, I really like it a lot. I think it's a good upgrade. I think it's great that we get the interchangeable heads. I'm happy to have the Kane head, even though it's a repainted head. And I'm happy with this new head sculpt. I wish we had a third one, but still, I like it. And I like that he has the stingers and everything. And I love this body mold. The paint apps came out looking really clean. So I'm giving Scarlet Spider a rating of...
It's not too bad.
And again, I'd like to know what you guys think of these figures. So please leave a comment down below. I'll have a review up of Doc Ock all by himself going up tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. If you'd like to see a photo gallery of images of these figures, you can find them over at marvelousnews.com and ShartimusPrime.net. And don't forget to follow me on the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Links to everything in the description below. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't. Supposed to be a bit